Hi friends, today is 26th of January. I am wishing you all a happy Republic Day. So now we'll look at the data of Friday for the trade plan for Monday. So on Friday we discussed that for Friday we discussed that if we get a chance towards 12,100 we should buy. Similarly around 12,250 we should look to sell if market show some kind of resistance. So if you look at the chart for the intraday, initially we had a down start. Market opened and it went below. It went till this pivot point. So I went short in the open, and my stop loss was day high. But once market could not go below this pivot point, I exited my short somewhere here, and then I also entered long. Then easily market went till R1, also R2, and I exited here. And then I didn't do anything because it was Friday. Generally Friday second half is very volatile. Okay, so now let's look at the data. First the chart, the daily chart, and then we'll show at the weekly, and then we'll go to the open interest and we'll try to find out the plan for Monday. Okay, so now let's look at the plain chart with moving averages. So still the long term trend, intermediate trend is up. Okay, intermediate trend could have changed, but market could not break this 50 period moving average. So previously also in one of the video we had discussed that this 50 period moving average is very critical because market has not been able to cross that to the downside since October 2019. This red line, if you see here, it could not go below. Here it went for one day below that line, and again it came back. Similarly this time also market took support at the 50 period moving average. So now this 50 period moving average is going to be very key. If market comes down, then next time we have to look at this level very carefully. Okay, so from the plain chart perspective, now we concluded that the intermediate and long term trend is still up. The short term trend which was going down, now it has reversed. So market was below this 20 period and 10 period moving average, and this time it has crossed above that. So now the short term trend is also up. But let's look at the weekly chart. Because this is end of the week, let's have a look at the weekly chart. If you look at the weekly chart, we had a breakout as 12,100. Market went above that. This time 2 weeks back it went below that, but again it came back. This time also it came toward 12,100, but it's closed above that. So this 12,100 level is key in the weekly chart. And this week we have a bearish engulfing. Whatever was the high and low the previous last week, this week candle has eaten the last week candle, so it is a bearish engulfing. If you look at the MACD also, it has turned down. So weekly chart is losing momentum because we had an uptrend in the weekly chart. Now that is losing its momentum. So that is one thing we need to consider when you are planning for the dailies and the intraday trades. So now let's look at the few of the indicators on the daily chart. Now we are back to daily. So in the weekly we saw that the uptrend is losing momentum. That doesn't mean that it will reverse. It means that it is losing momentum. So we should be carefully and we should plan accordingly. So now here this MACD histogram is increasing. That means the trend which short term trend which was getting momentum to the downside, now that is getting momentum to the upside. Still the MACD has not turned up, but it looks positive as compared to last 2 days. So now let's look at few other indicators. Now the stochastic has given a buy signal. Okay, RSI is also increasing. If you look at the ADX, this ADX line, the black line is still going down. That means there is no clear trend in the market. And if you see at the plus DI and minus DI, again the negative downtrend is coming down, positive is going up, but both are meeting each other. So there is no clarity from there. We had a short term downtrend, now that is reversed. and we have to see if that reversal will continue again in the main direction of the short-term trend, that is market will keep going up or it will go down. Okay, so now let's look at the open interest. Now open interest, the first this call and put open interest is monthly, so obviously market wherever is the current price, the levels will be at a distant place, because this is a monthly data and the whole data of the month is there. So again, call build up total, the maximum call is at 12,500 and put is at 12,000. So this level will be the key support and resistance for this month for the remaining 4 days. Call build up, the highest call build up on Thursday was 12,200, but on Friday people started writing call up 12,350. So the resistance has gone up, which is good for the market, positive. Put writing was happening at 12,100. Now put writing, the maximum build up happened at 12,200. That is also good because the support has gone up, resistance also has gone up. That means the market trend is looking positive for the short term. Now the PCR has increased, okay, which is good, because PCR increasing is good until unless it reaches the extreme. Similarly, when PCR decreases, that is bad or good for the bears, but once it reaches the oversold, there could be some reversal from that level. So now PCR is not saying enough, because this is kind of neutral territory. Once it goes above 1.5, 1.6, or it goes below 1, then there will be some kind of indication from that. The max span is the same place, 12,200, and now also it is 12,200. So not much indication from that front. Okay, VIX has now decreased around 2 to 3%, which is good for the bulls, because whenever VIX increases, it basically indicates movement on the downside. Now FIs have bought around 659 crore on Friday. Similarly, DIs have also bought, but index future FI has gone short by 580 crores. Index option will leave it. Stock future also not much happening. Okay, so on Nifty, OI has not increased, it is the same level. So even the market is going up, the OI is not increasing. That is also one reason of concern, because with this kind of buying and this kind of reversal, there should be the OI build-up should be there. But the monthly contract is expiring soon. But this is not the monthly contract, this is the cumulative. So total OI also not moving up, which is not very exciting from the long perspective. Now pivot point is also increased. It has increased from 12,150 to 12,223, which means the short term trend is again going up from this indicator perspective. S1, so now we will revise the plan. So S1 is coming at 174 and S2 is 12,100. Similarly, R1 is at 12,297 or 12,300 and R2 around 350. So the key levels will be 12,100 on the downside, because it has the 50 period moving average, the recent low, okay, and 12,000 also on the weekly chart was the breakout level. So any dip towards 12,100 should be used to buy, but if it doesn't hold and if 12,000 is crossed, then we could have severe downtrend. Okay, so we should be very careful at this level. Similarly, if we get a movement towards the upside, then this level of 12,350 should be used to sell. Okay, so that's the plan for Monday. We should be careful on both the side, because few of the data showing that indecision. So it is better not to have overnight position. Use proper stop loss, and whenever you are getting profit, take it. Okay, anyways, you always consult your financial advisor for any kind of trading activities, because it involves risks. And if you are using this analysis to trade or any analysis to trade, please always use stop loss. Okay, so once again, happy Republic Day. Take care, trade well, and we will again discuss on Monday. Since then, thank you.